Hi, welcome to my third video about my trip to Eureka, ARCATA, California to surprise my mom and to tool around the places that are there. This video coming right up is mostly about the ARCATA Marsh. It's a wetlands area right on the edge of the amazing college town called ARCATA in Humboldt County, California. So I'm going to be your tour guide today mainly. There may be a few reflective, deeper moments as I do the big loop on that wetlands, but I think it'll be good for us all.
And he spoke kindly to him and showed great love.
Well, a rather surprising thing is happening. I'm going to meet with an old acquaintance from over 30 years ago, I'd say. We had a tiny bit of Facebook Messenger contact a few weeks ago, and I said if I ever drop back into the Eureka area, which I was kind of planning to do in the spring, then, you know, we should just connect. Well, I reached out this morning, and 45 minutes later we're going to meet at a coffee house downtown. I'll let you know how that goes. I'm not really that spontaneous in normal life, but it's odd when you go traveling, put yourself in a new place, all of a sudden I can just do these crazy things off the top of my head. I haven't seen this chap since, I don't know, I was first married around 98, 99, 2000. So it'll be weird. Well, that went well. We only met for like 15 minutes, talked about old times, but really mostly about what has changed since with us obtaining better careers and being blessed by family, kids, marriage, adventures. And we did talk about the music of the 80s and 90s because we had that in common. We loved a lot of the progressive, more artsy rock of the time. So that was fun. And we never once talked about politics or socio-cultural debates. This is important to mention because I've seen this guy's stuff on Facebook. Oh my gosh, that's all he posts is a polarized, extreme side of the aisle stuff. Almost never anything about personal travels or, you know, the flowers I just bought at Safeway. Nothing like that. It's always a... And I have gone that direction a bit myself in the past, but on the other side of the aisle, it's just another lesson. If you don't go to those places, you can get along with people. Common ground. Just good grief. We're all just humans on this planet. Anyway, it was a good meeting. Very short. He had to get back to work. And of course, I had to get to the ARCATA Marsh. Here we go. ARCATA. I always love this off-ramp. Woohoo! Baby! This is awesome. Alright, merge, 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 merge. Ay, 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 ay. Where are all the college people? Where are you guys? this ARCATA Marsh and wildlife viewing area is incredible. It's just one of the best we've ever been to, and what I really like about it is its proximity to the college town, Arcata, where Humboldt Polytechnic. This is the interpretive center for the marsh. It's right on the edge of town. It only takes like 2 minutes to drive from your nearest Whole Foods grocery store kind of thing to the bird watching mecca. Now, right across the road from the wildlife refuge, there's a lot of recycling facilities. I feel like there's half a dozen of these things along this strip, which actually makes sense next to the wildlife refuge. This is a side path that ambles up to the official interpretive center. Been here with my wife and kids a number of times. I think Liel's been here like 4,040 times. Oh, I wish she was here with binoculars. She'd be going nuts, and she'd have the Merlin app running. There's so many birds. Low tide? I think so. Wastewater treatment plants. It's kind of built around that. It's a very complex, interesting history of quite a song, that one.
Yeah, I hear it. Yeah. You see it?
Oh, look, a rare exotic white-crowned sparrow, Leo. So many of you guys around. Great songs, though. Oh man, I can't put on the video, of course, how wonderful it smells here. It's April 20-something, 22nd, I think. Yesterday, the day before, was all rain. Now it's just more fragrant than anything. It's intoxicatingly wonderful. It's kind of embarrassing to share this on this video, but I'm really going through a lot emotionally this morning. It started around 4:35 in the morning when I woke up for the first time in the night and had a hard time going back to sleep. Just thinking about something my mom said about the last time my oldest daughter, stayed with her about 6 years ago at her place. And when she was leaving, how my daughter hugged her really, really hard and told her that she said, "I love you, Grandma, I'm gonna miss you." This may not seem like a big deal, but for my daughter, the way her personality and style is, that's really rare to have her express that so clearly to someone, and it just kind of broke my heart. It's just the same thing people all go through, life going by fast, time passing, people growing older. I think I need to have this emotion and this little bit of depression. As much fun as it is to be here, there's such a bittersweetness about it. I think, thank God, God made me a pragmatic, what do I do about it type of person. So it's like a warning light on the dashboard of the emotional car in which I'm riding, and it's saying, you acted on your emotions in a healthy way to come out here and surprise your mom and do these interviews and build back that connection you used to have. And is there a way to do that for your kids? Can they have some kind of a more meaningful relationship with their grandma, with other people, family, in-laws back in California before it's too late? And I think the answer could very well be yes. So I get to go into action mode. I have this incredible happiness and tenderness going on inside because I realize I'm home. The fragrance in the air, the landscapes, the whole vibe is like, man, I make so much fun of California, and glad I got out of there, I escaped. But that's all the economics and politics. It has nothing to do with anything else about this incredible place that I was born in, Concord, California. Don't remember that part, but I've lived all over this state. I've done so much intense life here. 3 of my kids were born here. Dude, there's a lot of ducks in there. Dude, these trees, are these bristlecone pine? I don't know what they are, but they're well-watered trees standing by pools of living water. Look at those cones, dude. It is true when you come to California with all of its epic geography and flora and fauna, you say dude a lot, and it is all good. Ah, the famous mudflats. The tide is so out. It's far out, man. This is a boat launch, obviously, but not a good time at the moment. That's where we are, Arcata Bay. Depending on the time of day, time of year, there can be hundreds and hundreds of godwits, avocets. I mean, every awesome shorebird you want, I think, passes through here just about. My wife would know that more. We spent a lot of hours walking on this very trail. We take little lunch breaks from doing our DoorDash work and sometimes never get back to the DoorDash work because of where we are. Pretty distracting in a good way. It just hits me that I'm in a place like these people keep passing by, older couples like, 70, 75 years old, the baby boomer generation probably right before me. nature-loving people like me, but their, politics and views on social, cultural issues likely differ quite a bit. They lean over one way much further than I do now. I used to be on their wavelength, but what I'm trying to say is that I'm still on their wavelength on the essential things: love of the creation, love of beauty. Silverwood Amusement Park up in Idaho, I had a major, epiphany. I know I come to California and I sound like a surfer, hippie guy. But this epiphany, told me, it blasted open in my brain that public places of beauty and excitement are like the great equalizer for people from divergent political, cultural views, different ethnicities, different castes, social classes, economically and otherwise. When we're in a place like the ARCATA Marsh or Silverwood Amusement Park or a million other things like that, we're all just people, and no one gives a damn about the stuff you're posting on Facebook or who you voted for. Hey Leo, my lovely godwit, look where I am. I don't think there's any godwits right now though. They must be way out at the water's edge feeding, or they're shopping at Target or Walmart. Ahoy, some kind of heron. The appeal for my kind of brain is I just am galvanized by all this open space. We think of the Lost Coast, the Northwest, as forests and steep mountains and canyons and all that, and that's all true, because look over here, the coastal range is right there, and it's lush, let me tell you. You can hide a lot of things up in those woods, but it can feel very confining, especially when the fog and the clouds are coming down on you and rain like it was. So Arcata's got this incredible, and Eureka too, open space. The ocean, you couldn't be more open than that, except maybe the desert. But these mud flats, I just can't get over it. And yet I can slip into the woods real quick if I need to get into the shade and, I don't know, build some kind of survival shelter. There's a flagpole rag and the wind won't stop. That's my soul up there. Thought I'd come back at sunset. I was just thinking about this old song. I think Sinatra made it famous the most. Like one shot of happy, two shots of sad, something like that. And that's where I'm kind of at here. I'm about 3/4 the way through my 3-day visit here with my mom. It was really, really sweet at the beginning. Now it's kind of bitter sweet, because I got to say goodbye tomorrow. It occurs to me that now that I'm almost 60, that nearly all my family, grandparents, both my father's aunt, Aunt Susie, Uncle Danny, even one of my cousins who was my same age, and others have passed on. Then I find out one of my cousins has had cancer. One of my other close relatives is dealing really well with cancer, but it's still cancer, God damn it. Sorry, Lord. You just feel like as you get older, you drift further and further out to sea, and you're real busy treading water, swimming, rowing, but then you take a rest, look to the left, look to the right, and realize, oh my God, there's not really a lot of fellow swimmers accompanying me anymore. So it causes a man to look up and inward more, because you can't just depend on your family and relatives as much. They're not there. I guess to lighten the mood, I will say that is the most scenic view I've ever seen of a wastewater treatment plant. Wow. You can make that into an Airbnb. All this to say that I'm genuinely starting to miss my own family, Hannah, Kayla, Josiah, definitely especially Liel. Because see, what I'm missing is my family of origin. My mom, Stephanie, Steve, growing up as our nuclear little family in a cozy house, a little bit in a cozy RV before that. I can't have that ever again, so I look to my own cozy little family of Hannah, Kayla, Josiah, Liel, and a beautiful calico cat named Tamale to fulfill that need, that very basic organic need that has existed in humans ever since we were created. And as much as I love being here and visiting with my mom, it's gone so much better than I even dreamed. And I hope to bring Hannah back here, maybe the other kids too someday. But yeah, I'm feeling that longing to get back to what God created through me and Liel, and get on with the present, get on with the future.